Welcome back to the Fan Channel Review Show. Hit the like button. Make sure you are subscribing to The Terrace as well. And ensure you go and follow and support the fan community that we feature today. Follow their channels, go and subscribe, because it's important that we all work together as one. Of course, a big weekend of football just taken part. There's been tears, there's fears, there's angst, there's anger. We're going to delve into a lot of it on the show today. Sit back and enjoy, because in my opinion, this was an amazing weekend. We're going to start off with Gary, Neville and Carragher here. Very interesting take on the rivalry. Let's take a little listen to this.
I just want to mention this in the first half as well, harking back to your days. I know you don't necessarily want to do that, but the type of game this was here, the type of game in terms of its physicality, inside the first 5 seconds the game was stopped for a collision of bodies right through to the 100th minute when they were still having a row. Was that kind of old school?
Yeah, there's Neil. I mentioned that. You can feel that. I can't wait for the return fixture. I think there's a real Neil, maybe animosity, and that wasn't there at the start when Mikel Arteta first got that job, because Arsenal weren't a threat to Manchester City. You know, Manchester City sold them 2 players, and those 2 players helped Arsenal actually challenge Man City a couple of years ago. And that's brewing. This animosity is going to keep sort of building. You think of Manchester United, Arsenal, you think of what we had with Chelsea all those years ago, and you can't help it. There's that feeling in your stomach that you...
Have you noticed one thing here? Carragher tried a few months ago, maybe a year or so ago, to sort of big up the Liverpool versus City rivalry like it was the best. Footballing-wise, it was amazing. I would never deny that. But there was no needle, there was no anxiety, there was no animosity, there was no anger, there was no frustration. There is a genuine disdain between Man City and Arsenal right now. Between the fans, between the players. The managers are still friends, granted, but you can feel it in the game. And for me, it's one of the components that makes the EPL the best. And for everyone saying the Premier League isn't the best, to all the content creators that say it, spend a month making content on another league and leave the Premier League alone, and then tell me if more people don't prefer the Premier League around the world. That's all I'm going to throw out there and say. But this rivalry is amazing. And both teams are playing a very key part in it. And for me, yes, the second half wasn't what we wanted. I did want it to be 11v11. But still, Haaland throwing the ball at Gabriel's head, the shithousery with the cramp and the way it kicked off towards the end, the fighting, the handbags, as people would refer to it in my day. I love it. I think it is so good for the Premier League. But what we did see, and what we did notice as well in this game, is just how much it made Manchester City fans cry. And we really, really saw this. As you can see here from ER, who says, and these are his words, how much joy out of 10 does this pick give you? And we've seen this for a while now. We've seen this for a while now when it comes to Manchester City fans and sort of the hypocrisy that comes out of them. But the tears and the crying over Arsenal becoming a good team. It wasn't the only person. Bernardo Silva, as you can see, who states the difference between Arsenal and Liverpool games. Well, perhaps Liverpool have already won the league and Arsenal haven't. Well, they have. Arsenal have won the league. Liverpool, at that time, had also won the Champions League and Arsenal haven't. Liverpool always faced us head-on to win matches. From that perspective, our games against Arsenal haven't been like the games against Liverpool were, and still are. Now, I don't quite get this. I don't quite get this anger, these tears, this frustration from City if they really do feel that Arsenal are genuinely inferior to them. They can't. And Arsenal did try to win yesterday. The way they sat behind the ball later in the game had absolutely nothing to do with not wanting to win the game. They were the better team overall in the first half. They were leading 2-1. Trossard made a stupid mistake, but the tears still flowed. What formation is this you see from my guy FFG here? Well, this is the same formation that most teams would play away from home against Manchester City, who are the best team in the world, when they're down to 10 men. It's as simple as that. And by the way, you know the tears I brought you earlier from our guy here, ER, who says this brings him so much joy? Who remembers this only a few short months ago, when people like him were laughing at Arsenal for celebrating a draw. How the mighty have fallen. The tears, the fears are real. And Arsenal have definitely made so many rivals cry this weekend. And sitting back, absorbing it, enjoying the content as I always do, it has been an absolute thing of beauty. Give me your thoughts and feelings in the comments section below.
You personal,
if
I respond now,
blah, blah, blah.
if you see, you're not even letting me speak.
Because you're about to start saying
Shut up.
personal. Look,
Go on.
you're rattled.
No,
bro, you're rattled.
Because you're not letting me fucking speak, bro. You're just being a dick.
Listen, I love this show. Okay, I've watched it on like the 2 or 3 different platforms that it's kind of been on over the years. Big up to the boys, they're killing it. Fuad, Coach Cam and Co, absolutely killing it. I watch this show every single week and I have done for years. Big fan of it. I'm not going to lie. I know they're great friends. And I'm not trying to pile on here. Of course, go and subscribe. Go and watch the show. You have to go and watch the show. It's available on DR Sports. This was a fiery come together.
Kid and obnoxious at this point.
Your head's gone.
Bro, no, my head is going
Take a
because
break,
you're
bro.
actually
Take a
being a
break.
fucking obnoxious prick,
Take
bro.
a break.
Time out.
Take a break. Take a break. Don't lose your head.
No, I'm not. No, because now you're being an annoying dickhead, bro. I'm sorry. There's you're being an annoying dickhead. And I'll be an obnoxious annoying dickhead and just shout as well. We can all fucking do this.
Set some and let him talk like that. But don't lose yourself.
What do you mean?
Don't lose
Bro,
yourself.
shut up.
Just don't lose
Bro,
yourself.
shut up.
That's all I'm going to say.
Allow it, man.
You're excited, bro. You're excited.
You're making this nonsensical.
Doku didn't get a yellow card.
Man, I ain't going to play.
Listen, for anyone who thinks this is crazy or wrong, I'm going to say this now. When you watch football with your friends, and these two are friends, they're not just colleagues, they're friends, this is what happens. But what will also happen 10 minutes later, half an hour later, an hour later, they'll shake hands, they'll have a drink, non-alcoholic, alcoholic, it doesn't really matter. Everyone has different backgrounds and rules, but they'll just move on from it. And that's part of being friends and part of watching football together. We get it on the terrace sometimes. Like me and a gal will go at each other, and I get messages from people saying, "Oh, Terry, you shouldn't speak to a gal like that." I'm like, we're friends. It's how friends speak to each other sometimes. I do think a lot of people that watch football content do need to touch a little bit more grass, and maybe they don't quite have great friend relationships as we saw here. But yeah, that was brilliant. Go and check out that show. That really made me absolutely die with laughter.
I've heard Gary Neville say, Miley shouldn't kick the ball away, it's a red card. Idiot. Idiots, you're watching the same game as me. How can you say that? You can't pick and choose what's right and what's wrong. Consistency is what we're looking for. Kicking the ball away for being a second yellow card, fine. But do it to everybody. Don't put yourself in a situation, especially if your name's Michael Oliver, when last season you gave a dodgy offside to Man City. You gave a dodgy penalty in the Manchester derby to Man City. You didn't send Kovacic off for 2 red card tackles for Man City. And you didn't give Liverpool a penalty which could have changed the course of the title. People forget this.
Mark's right here. And the problem is, whenever I've seen any conversations about the Trossard red card or Declan Rice's, people go to the singularity. And just do 10 minutes research on like sort of single event analysis versus the bigger picture. And that is the problem with this conversation, is everybody, and it is rooted in tribalism at its core. And not just like inter-club tribalism, but people's own thoughts, feelings, and opinions. If you're an Arsenal fan who hates Arteta, you never want to talk about any decision that hurt Arsenal because you want to focus on, well, why didn't we win? From an Arteta point of view. And I understand that to a certain extent. But Goldbridge and I, the one thing we probably agreed on the most, not that we've done shows together, but agreed on the most in the last 2 years, has been the inconsistency of refereeing decisions. And Mark is so accurate here. He's called Gary Neville an idiot. Now, I like Gary Neville, but I think what he is saying is idiotic. I wouldn't call him an idiot as a person, but I think it's an idiotic comment that he's made. Trossard absolutely should have got a second yellow card. But why wasn't Doku booked, as an example? The same referee last week didn't book Szoboszlai, as an example. And Mark's listed off a litany there. We saw Man United concede a penalty against City for the little pull that Rasmus did on Rodri. We haven't seen a penalty like that since. And there's pulling on every corner and every free kick. And we all said it. And I think Mark is absolutely right to call it out, because you can't just be looking at singular events. It's the body of work here that is being assessed. And I'm still not sure, and I still don't quite understand why rivals are just not getting it, I suppose. Why are they not getting it? Why are they not understanding it? Why is it still such a madness to so many people? Let me know in the comment section below, people.
Shut him down. Shut him down. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Already! 30 seconds! 30 seconds! 30 seconds, blood! Oh my goodness!
There's a meme in there, you know. I can't do comedy like X. I don't have the ability. I don't have the facilities for that, big man. However, there's a meme in there. That for me, right? I'm gonna set the boundary for it, the framing. Someone else make it funny. You're with a girl. You're excited. 30 seconds! In 30 seconds, it's over! That's all I was thinking of. Maybe it's my warped mind, but that made me die. Go on, carry on, X.
Oh, these men are a disgrace. I knew I shouldn't have went. I knew it, bruv. What is the matter with these men? Already 30 seconds, blood. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Go and check out the rest of the watch-along. It is brilliant. And do you know what? It's funny, right? I've always said I want Spurs to do well. My dad's a Spurs fan. I'd love them to win something in his lifetime to make my dad happy again. I'd also love it for X. Do you know what I love about X? He's one of the only Tottenham fans online who consistently, above quality football, new stadiums, celebrating over transfer windows, wants trophies. And I think that is such an important element. Such an important element when it comes to fandom, I really do. So big up X. Go subscribe to his channel now. The same as That's Football with Mark Goldbridge. The same as DR Sports. And go check out all the podcasts over there as well. Listen, everyone who's tuned in. We're back later today with more content for you, including the Top 6 show, 6 p.m. UK time. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again soon. Peace.